morning, Monday. Hope everyone had a good week last week. Thanks for watching the vlogs. Hopefully you're up to date with all of those. We are now heading to a breakfast spot before we head off to Alcatraz later. The breakfast place is called Cafe Mason. It's like an American diner style place, which is pretty cool. Hopefully get some nice food in here, and then we'll be heading to Pier 33, taking the boat across, and then we'll be at Alcatraz. So yeah, let's go. Join us for the day. This time, Adam's got a Belgian waffle with some strawberries. Me and Matt have apple pancakes. These look amazing and were also recommended by our lovely host. I'm told they're really good, so time to try out our pancakes and see how good they are. I hope they live up to the expectation. We are now boarding the Alcatraz City Cruise. It takes us all the way to Alcatraz Island. I'm not sure how long this boat takes, but a lot of us are now getting on. Looks like a massive boat, which is pretty cool. So that'll be quite fun. So we're now getting on and finding out. We have now made it to Alcatraz Island, and here it all is. This is obviously just the start of it. It goes quite a bit way back, and there's the prison is behind. I'm not really sure exactly how the layout of this is. Them two do, because it's in Warzone, so they are very familiar with Alcatraz, and so they will be leading the tour for me. They are my own personal tour guides, which is great. So let's go and explore Alcatraz. This is the back end of Alcatraz Island, and just behind me in that building there with the white roof next to the pillar is the firehouse, and there's a nice old restored fire truck in there, but you can't really see it because they've got it behind perspex glass, and so it's really difficult to see because the sun is shining on it, which isn't the greatest, but you can still slightly see it, but it doesn't come up very well on camera. But obviously, as you can see in the distance, there is the ocean. It must have been really, really bad trying to escape this island, but I do wonder where the prisoners were just roaming and stuff like that, because I assume they couldn't roam where I'm currently walking, and it was more they were locked into the prison. But we'll find out. This building here is old housing for the guards and their families that used to live here. It's very strange to think that people used to raise their families, because they have pictures here of kids being on the island, and it's weird because you just have murderers and who knows what just not very far away. But as we're doing this, there is currently some geese and a little baby duckling right here. We're not allowed to get close to them because apparently they're vicious on this island, but they're just there. But obviously that was that, so we're now heading further up and away from those geese. This is known as the showers. So obviously this is where all of their blues were, which is the clothes they wore. Some old clothes over there, all of the products, and then this is the shower. And they're all just there, and they all just showered together. Kind of disgusting, to be honest, but that's what happens when you go to prison. And then this is all bedding and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty cool. There's an audio tour. Gonna see if we can get an audio tour, and that'll be able to give you some more facts. We are now in the main cell house of Alcatraz, and these are obviously some of the prison cells and stuff like that. Some horrible toilets, and then this one has a bed. They obviously didn't get a mattress, they just had to sleep on that. Everything is just in the open and built like that, and there's obviously rows and rows and rows of all of those. This is crazy. I'm gonna now start the audio guide and see what it tells me. This part of Alcatraz is known as Broadway, and when you first arrived in Alcatraz, you would have to walk down here fully naked, and you would have all the prisoners in the different cells, and they would be hooting and hollering, as they called it, at you, and you would have to go past, and then you would go into your cell. The numbers above the cell is to do with the number that the prisoner is, so that's quite cool. And then the next part is Times Square. This is the recreational yard, which they had to earn. They would play multiple different games here, which is pretty cool, and they would play different games, and yeah, this is what they would do. But it's very strange to think that you kind of just had a yard and you couldn't see anything other than the sky. You can't see what's around you, the walls are just too big or anything. That's crazy. And this is Debok, where it was the most unruly and awful prisoners, and they were locked up 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they were only typically allowed out once a week for a shower and a little bit of exercise, which is not the nicest. But I think, their cells are bigger than the others, but I mean, I still would not want to be locked up inside just this for 24 hours a day for 7 days a week, getting one shower a week. But on the wall here we have some of the famous inmates of narcotics, murder, conspiracy to kidnapping, tax evasion, more tax evasion, and these people were all sent here. Crazy. It is the visitation area, so they would stand here and there'd be someone on the other side, and this is how they would speak to loved ones if they knew that they were even incarcerated here or anything like that, because some of them were told that their loved ones were told that they were dead and stuff like that, so they didn't even get to do it, but they would just stand here, and there's like a little booth thing here and then just a window to see them through. How sad. This is the dining room where everybody came to eat, and it was apparently the best food in the prison system. And then obviously that was 21st of March 1963, that is what they would have been served. And then this is the kitchen area, and just there outlined, this right here is the kitchen knives, and they were outlined so that the guards could see what knives were missing and be able to get them back. But even with that, knives still went missing, and many people still died due to being stabbed by those knives. Finished up with Alcatraz. We're now back at Fisherman's Wharf. We were here yesterday. It's got a bunch of food places and stuff inside, but most importantly there's a really nice ice cream place inside, which is where we want to go to. And then from here we're going to head to Twin Peaks and hike that, and not sure what we're doing after that, but for now we are going to go and get some lovely ice cream. I will show you that just now. Here's my ice cream. I got the Vietnamese coffee again and pink Jesus. Adam got a brownie and Matt also got a brownie. They got Star Wars brownies. This looks better. We have arrived at Twin Peaks. I hope it's not too noisy because it is very windy and very steep up here. So I'm climbing one peak. This is the second peak that we will climb after. These two buffoons were just running up and almost slipped. Tried to get it on camera but I missed it. But I'll show you the view when I get up top. This was the view from the top. You can obviously see all of San Francisco here and the different viewpoints. I've muted the audio because it was so windy and you could not tell a single word that I was saying, so I'm just going to voice over it as that's a lot easier. But the views up there were really nice. And then this is the second peak, showing you the first peak that we had climbed. This one was called Christmas Point. I'm not really sure why it was called Christmas Point, but it was even more windy on this one than the other one. So yeah, there's Adam and Matt just sitting down whilst I was getting some footage. Adam has picked today's dinner place, and we are at a pizza place. We've got some garlic knots. Well, we've got two sets of garlic knots between the three of us. These look great. Got pizzas on the way, and they got some other stuff. I can't remember what it is, but I'll show you when we get it. So for now, garlic knots. Our pizzas have arrived. This is Adam's. It's New York, New York. And then on the bottom, we got my margarita. And Matt got spaghetti. Looks very saucy. Got some Parmesan cheese and some red flakes. Almost finished with our garlic knots. Time for dinner. So we got a dessert. Adam and Matt both got the same thing. They got like a chocolate mousse looking thing. Interesting. And of course, I had to get the tiramisu as always. Tiramisu is my all-time favourite, and this looks immaculate. After dinner, we just went back to the apartment. They wanted to do some clothes washing, so we just went back and did that. And then we watched an episode of Fallout. They had both seen it, but they really wanted me to watch it. It was actually really good. Would recommend if anyone's not seen it. But yeah, so here is the pictures from today. I hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching today's vlog, and I'll see you again tomorrow.